Hey guys, what's up? PipSnipers here, back for another update. Let's take a look at the 12-hour time frame on XRP. And this is the range that market makers are using in order to accumulate XRP. Sometimes they like to use smaller ranges within a larger one, right? So this is our larger range, right? Okay, this is our larger range over here. And this does look like it's creaking over here. And it does look like there's a concerted effort to keep it down below the highs of this range over here, right? It looks like there's a concerted effort to keep it down, right? We have to be open-minded to the possibility that this is a creek within a larger Wyckoff accumulation range. We're going to come down to sweep these lows here at 0.4377 with a wick, have a little bit of a retrace from there towards the retracements, and depending on if the move up from this sweep is impulsive, right? So if it's impulsive, then we can, and then it gets above the 70.2% fib, then it's likely it's going to have a breakout, right? If it doesn't get above the 702.786, then it's likely going to have a move back down to range lows right over here, right? And then we see the breakout from there, right? That will likely take us to double-digit XRP in 2025. And that's something that I'm very confident in. So what we can see over here is that, so when we zoom in over here on the small time frame, so we can go down to the 6-hour time frame. Okay, and you see how we swept these weekly highs over here? Right? But we still have liquidity under this low right over here. Right? This is the range that market makers are using in order to accumulate. If we take a fib from the bottom of the range back on July 4th up to the highest recorded price within the range, we can see that we have already hit the 61.8% fib on the linear scale. So let's actually take a look at this on the log scale. And we'll take a look at the 702 and the 786. Okay, so this is what we currently see over here. I think it's going to sweep this low like that with a as a wick, and then see a really nice pop to the upside. Okay, and then we're going to take a fib from the highest recorded price within the range down to the expected low, and then this, well, basically what we're doing is we're just getting our intermediate targets for the rebound. Okay, we actually swept this equal low sell side liquidity, hence why we're seeing a little bit of a retrace. So basically what that means is there's stops underneath this dotted line over here, and those buy stops got hit, right? Or sorry, these buy stops over here and over here, they got taken out. So it's likely we're going to come up for a little bit of a short squeeze. And for our short squeeze targets, we're going to take a fib from this high over here down to this low. Let's drop down to the hourly time frame. And we're going to take it from this high down to this low. Okay, because what this looks like is this looks like a wave 1, a wave 2, a 3. We're coming up for an A, B, C, and if it goes above this, if it goes above the 786 over here on the 4-hour time frame, like if it has a 4-hour close above it, then it's likely that we're going to see a little bit of a higher push up for our counter trend. So it looks something like this. So if we got above 0.5438 on the 4-hour, then it's likely we're going to come up here and then see the retrace from there like that, and then you take out these highs, right? So that would be the alternate scenario. But right now, so it is the weekend, so there's going to be lots of low liquidity moves, manipulation, right? What this looks like, your wave 1, or your A wave, come down for an ABC, and then we're coming up for a C wave towards the 786, 702. Now, there's no guarantee that we will come up towards this high over here, right? We may just, because we are getting all the momentum from Bitcoin, but eventually, regardless of if we go up now or if we go down, I do expect this region to get hit right over here at 0.43 as a wick. I do have a buy limit set at 0.455. Okay. Okay, what we can also do, like if this is a B wave, we can also use a trend-based fib to this. So we use the regular fib, but we can also use the trend-based fib just for some extra confluence. Okay, so right here. If you get above that, then it's likely we're going to have, like I said, manipulation up before having a little bit of a retrace towards the higher fibs. Okay, so we went ahead and took out your weekly highs, your weekly range highs, and now all we're doing is taking out this trendline liquidity right over here. So we took out some of that trendline liquidity with this equal low sell side liquidity, but there's still more liquidity to be taken, especially under this internal range trough. Okay, so just sweep this low ever so slightly towards the 786, and then we would see a nice bounce from there. That's what I'm thinking, right? And I have my buy limit here at 0.45, just so I can be just to be safe, so my limit gets filled, right? So from there towards the 50% fib, if we were to come up for an ABC or an impulsive move up, let me see over here. That'd be about 23%. Come up over here, that's about 34, 39, 40, right? But eventually, I do expect very high prices for XRP. So we can take a look at another chart over here that I made. Let's go on the 3-day time frame. Okay, so this is the range. This is your ABC down. So you have your A wave, your B wave, and then you have your C wave, right? Now there is a possibility that we do something like this, or we even come down to tap these range lows before continuing our way up, right? This over here is your selling climax, your automatic rally, your secondary test. Sorry, this would be your selling climax, your automatic rally, second test, fail break, second test in phase B. This is your fail break number 2, and this over here could be your creek. You see how we've just been creaking here, oscillating back and forth within this range, right? So what I'm thinking is that this move over here we come to tap these lows like this. So we take out these lows like that as a wick, come up for a retrace, right? Right, we would come up for a retrace. Now, if we end up getting above the 702,786, so if we come down to 0.45 to 0.43 and then see a retrace up, if we end up getting above 0.5833 to 0.60, then it's likely that would be the full-on breakout, right? However, if we're unable to get above this, right, or we end up rejecting hard off any of these fibs, the 50, the 61.8% fib, the 38.2% fib, there is a possibility that we come down towards the range lows, and then we would see the really nice breakout there in 2025, right? Because don't forget, we're still within this range, and we're within this channel over here on XRP, right? So it's either we would see a little bit of a retrace, come down towards our point of interest, come up for a retrace, but we would want to pay very close attention to how this retrace is going to look like, right? We want to see if it's coming up in a corrective fashion, if it's coming up in an impulsive fashion, if it can even get above the 702,786. If it can't, then it's likely it's going to come down to these range lows for your spring, right? And then we would see the breakout from there, right? So your selling climax, automatic rally, second test, fail break. Sorry, this over here would be your selling climax, automatic rally, second test, fail break, second test in phase B. You have your fail breakout number 2, and then you go into your creek for over 1 year. So the creek would, now usually when you have a creek, you're gonna see the bottom fall out, right? You're gonna see the bottom fall out into your spring at the range lows before going off into expansion, right? Now there's no guarantee we come down to range lows. I'm just showing you guys the possibility. We can even just come down to here and then see the breakout. But remember, certain parameters need to get met, especially when we take a look at the Russell 2000. Let's not forget the Russell 2000. Okay, let's go here. Okay, so This is the Russell 2000 over here. If we take a fib from the very high down to this low, we just can't get above this 786. Or we can't get above it yet, I should say. Okay. We have a rising wedge. Right? Let's take a look at the RSI. I believe we have triple negative divergence. Okay, so what bulls would want to see, what altcoin bulls would want to see, or XRP bulls, they would want to see the Russell squeeze on out of here like this, right? Considering this RSI here on the weekly is sloping down, even though we're making higher highs, right? We're also within a rising wedge, and we just can't get above this 786, right? So I'm going to assume that this is a local top until proven otherwise. Until we get over once we get over the 786 on the Russell and have a nice daily closure above it, then I will be bullish on the rest of the altcoin market in the crypto world. All right. So remember, the Russell, it needs to expand above the 786, and so far it's can't get above it. I think we come down to the Ichimoku cloud as support on the weekly time frame. Okay. Okay, so we can't get above the 786 here. I actually think we come down to the cloud at the 50% fib, so at EQ, right over here. Remember, crypto will not expand without the US stock market. Okay, the DXY is rallying above the 200-day moving average. Okay, let's take a look at the DXY. Right? I think, like I said in my previous video, this is Wyckoff redistribution, where you have a fake out above the range. See, we actually just back tested the 200-day moving average yesterday, I believe. Let's take a look at this on the 2-day. Yeah, you see how we back tested it? We back tested it right here. So I'll definitely be looking at that next week. Okay, let's take a look at the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Well, actually, we'll save that for another video. Let's go back to XRP here. Let me see here. Okay, yeah. So this is XRP. So yeah, eventually, so like over the weekend, we may have some manipulation upwards, but eventually I do expect this level to get hit. And then from there, we will take it level for level. We would want to then see a move above 0.5832 to 0.6047 in order to confirm we're going to go for that true breakout, right? If we can't get above this level, then it's likely, right, we will head down to take out these lows at 37 cent before having that move to the upside. Now the question is will XRP expand without the Russell? Okay, what is the Russell doing over here? The Russell, let me see here. The Russell is still within a rising wedge, right? I think it does come down to the 200-day moving average sitting at 2094, right? See how we back tested this 21 day, right? Had a pop above it, and then we formed some topping tails, had a bearish engulfing underneath it, had a bounce off the 50 today, waked up to the 21 day, and then closed 50% below yesterday's candle, right? So we'll definitely see how the Russell 2000 trades or opens come Monday morning, right? We may see a continued move down or a pop back above the 21 day. But so far, the odds are in favor of the bears. And I do expect eventually for the 200 day to get hit, and then the Ichimoku cloud on the weekly time frame, right over here at the 50% at 1966 at the range highs, right? This over here is the range highs. We would just come back to it, tap it as support. So remember, in order to invalidate more downside on the Russell, we need to get above 2278. We need to see expansion on the Russell in order for our altcoins to have that nice bull run. Okay. Currently, XRP is trading below the 200-day moving average, right? This is now 2 consecutive closes below it, right? Over here, we haven't had this close yet. It's going to close in 1 day and 21 hours, but it is currently trading below the 200-day moving average. Just something to be mindful of. Right? We're below the 9 and 21 week as well. But let's not forget that we're still within a massive accumulation wedge. Right? So on the small time frame, it may be scary, but on the high time frame, it would just look like something like this, right? Just come down to the bottom of this trend line here, right? And then there's also a possibility it comes down to the bottom of this trend line like this, or like that, has a retrace, and then comes down like this, you see how there's so much air down here? And when I mean air, I mean inefficiency. So there's a possibility it comes down there, down to these range lows. Just like that. Okay, so these are the two buy zones that you want to be looking out for. Okay, take a fib from this low over here up to the high. Look at the 786. On the log scale. Right, so you want to be buying over here, not financial advice. You want to be buying over here, and you want to be buying right over here, right? There's no guarantee it comes down here, but there's a high likelihood that it comes down here, right? Over the weekend, on Sunday, we may see a little bit of a retrace, just like I told you guys. And then you would see the move down to take out this low, right? Because this is your range right here. Don't forget, right? This is your range. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. XRP is going to do very well in 2025. It's going to shock a lot of people. Right now, it's just within accumulation, right? We're just letting it brew, right? Letting the accumulation brew. And remember, when you hear that big players are accumulating, they're accumulating, right? They're buying on the troughs, but then selling into the advances. Once they sell into the advance and the price goes down, they can buy those shares back at a discount, right? So when you hear that big players are accumulating, it doesn't necessarily mean that the price is ready to go right away, right? But the good news is that I don't see XRP just doing something like this. I don't see it. I see that we'll still be within this wedge here. We'll still be within it. And we're eventually going to have that breakout, right? Likely above $7, $7 to $10 for our blow off top, and possibly even higher, right? Depending on how those bottom targets play out, depending on how the structure plays out, I actually do think that XRP could go to 13 and above. Now, we'll definitely have to revise those targets if need be, but so far, what we see is a very explosive 2025, right? But right now, it's just within its accumulation zone. Just don't forget that, right? This coin is not a shit coin, right? This coin is going to do very well. We're still within this range, right? So if it comes down to range lows, don't panic. Okay, even if it comes down to that 44-cent region, like I showed you guys, around here. Sorry, around right here, right there. You see that black circle right here? But yeah, those are the 2 points that you'd really want to be accumulating XRP at. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed the XRP video. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to let me know. And if you guys want to stay updated on XRP, then definitely click the link in the description below to join the Discord. It's an amazing community. You guys can stay up to date on all the XRP charts on every time frame. Peace out and take it easy. See you in the next one.